And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will be resuming the Omega Raid Questline. So without further ado, let's talk to Jesse. Return to the Rift. Jesse greets you with a grave expression. Myrokos, I'm glad you're here, and in case you haven't heard, we've observed a huge surge of anomalous energy coming from the yawn. I've a nasty feeling this means Omega's ready to go ahead with the next stage of its experiment. But Master Garland is on his way, so let's hear what he has to say. And if you like what you see at any point, like, share, subscribe, give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bells, yada yada yada. Care to share your thoughts on this, Chief? Our colleagues on the ground have reported the appearance of mysterious floating structures inside the yawn. If you recall, we were investigating a similar anomaly when Alpha and Alta Riot, made their appearance. Omega certainly knows how to get our attention. I blush to recall the eagerness with which we plunged into the abyss, ignorant of the warped gladiatorial contest that awaited us within. But what a staggering collection of opponents, plucked from the pages of both history and fiction, for their ability to pose a threat to Omega. And should you prevail against these interdimensional champions, what then shall be your prize? Why, a battle against the most devastating weapon the world has ever seen. How marvelous! He says with eyes aflame, for once I wish you were being sarcastic. Sadly, that is entirely true. Anyway, the energy surge, based on our previous experience, it seems highly probable that it is our signal to rejoin the fray. Needless to say, it is an invitation we cannot refuse, not when the alternative is Omega unleashing its creation on Eorzea. With Myrokos, are you ready to answer the call? Yep. Well, I'm afraid Biggs and Wedge won't be answering any calls just yet. They're still mending from the ambush in the control center. Damn. Yes, of course. We'll just have to struggle on without them for the time being. Don't worry. Nero and I will see to it that you receive all the support you need. Defeat is not an option. What? I do believe Alpha here agrees. Oh, that reminds me, I've got something special for you, little fellow. Come with me. I don't know, what has Jesse done now? I'm almost afraid to ask. Even though I just did. What? A custom-made Ironworks uniform. Oh, you do look smart, I must say. He is part of the expedition team after all, and considering the dangers lurking in that rift, it's only right that we give him some protective equipment. Wait, I'm part of the expedition team too, so shouldn't I get one? How very thoughtful of you, Jesse. And there I was thinking you were just sizing him up for a new range of merchandise. I would not put it past her to have taken the measurements at the same moment. Unlike you, I can do two things at once. Yep, she took the measurements. I wish I had that uniform. What about what about my protective equipment? I mean, the glam looks nice. I mean, it's a bit basic, but it looks nice. You are a famous hero who can afford his own gear. I'll bet you could buy a house for the cost of what you're wearing. Joking aside, I doubt even a fine uniform like ours would last long on you. What with all the fighting you get up to, we'd need to tailor something specific to your needs and make it out of far more durable materials. And by durable, I mean expensive. Saying that, if you were in a position to provide said materials, I'm sure our artisans would happily work day and night, all blissful smiles and sparkly eyes to make you something suitable. So, does this mean that raid gear is canon? So, like, all those tokens you get from a raid, you can exchange them for gear. That is not just game mechanic, that is actually canon. You're taking parts or tokens that Ironworks, in this case for Omega, can use, and they will convert that into clothing, and that's what the exchange is for. Huh. I guess it is canon. Fascinating, though this discussion of Ironworks garmentry undoubtedly is, might our time not be spent, say, traveling to the Yawn? Omega awaits. You'll be on your way to the Yawn soon, I expect. I'd tell you to take care, but, well, good luck. Ah, yes, and it is. The reason why it got dark is because it did indeed get dark outside. Thunderstorming, to be precise. How lovely. Watermelon cool. It even went to the trouble of having those, like, wedge slices. As if it were a watermelon. I like that. It was sunny when I started, I guess. Yeah, the weather is what it is. We can't change it. Oh dear. It's starting to form. Okay? Yeah, this isn't looking good, people. Now it's forming things. Take a good look, Myrokos. I think you'll find the wreckage down there quite familiar. Yeah. How inviting. I'm ready when you are, Myrokos. Say the word and we'll take the plunge. Right then, into the Yawn we go. I am with you, mortals, along with what scant wisdom I can provide. Okay. There are fewer of those eggshells now. Well, the rift seems much as it did before. And we appear to be mercifully solid. But do I detect some changes? If I am not mistaken, there are fewer eggs floating in the ether. Welcome, Alpha Group. Your prompt arrival is appreciated. Omega, 'twould seem your experiment continued in our absence. Affirmative. Progress has been satisfactory. Approximately 50% of the test subjects have been eliminated. Okay. Each test world hosts an ongoing contest, wherein the strong eliminate the weak. The process is certain, conclusive, inevitable. Every result matches the predicted outcome. Every result, except yours. Do these images cause you distress? Please examine them closely. Without suitable stimulation, you may not exceed your calculated probability of success. Oh, this is cruel. Your survival is crucial to my study. Through you, I must continue to explore the contradiction I have discovered in your otherwise impotent kind. The ability to triumph against overwhelming odds is one which I must acquire. Foolish machine, what hast thou to show for all the years that have passed since the culmination of our war? Naught save thy continued existence. Hast thou not thought of what befalleth thy home star? Your attempts to provoke me will not succeed. I will follow my programming. Fight, win, evolve. Then I will return to... Return to where? And curious how it had a bit of a glitch regarding where. Error. Accurate rendering of planetary label impossible in current mode of communication. Terminating exchange and returning to priority experiment. Alterations to equipment parameters detected. Recalculating projected combat capabilities. Complete. I will now commence recording your practical performance. Proceed, Alpha Group. Overcome the obstacles in your path and reach the end of the course constructed for you. It seems we have our orders. Shall we cut a path through the chaff then? Sure. All the, those are some nice cards, which means, one moment, card, game, play. You mean to play a part in the proceedings this time? Oh, that's a yes. Of course that's what you meant. Well, we do have authorization to fight in this area of the rift, so I suppose there's nothing to stop you from joining us. Welcome aboard, Alpha. Sorry, just need to get some sort of jacket or fleece thing to cover up. I was starting to get a little cold. Anyway, moving on. So Alpha has cards. Interesting. And of course, oh no. Ooh. Alpha. Okay, seriously, what's going on with those cubes? Right, are we ready to... apparently not. Fortunately for you, I came prepared for the occasion. What a perfect opportunity to field test my latest creation. What did he make? Behold the mark. 40. The mark. 48. Iron Nero, complete with the new and improved mighty Molinear gun hammer. Okay. Step aside, Garland, and bear witness to the devastation. Oh, do you say this will sting? Oh, nice. Ah. Ooh. Oh no, it's a clown face. It seems to be the end of them, and what of the path as well. As far as operational duration goes, that was pushing the limit. Still, it should suffice. In between scrambling to stay out of the way of Nero's toy, I found myself wondering about that card you used, Alpha. Care to explain? He boasteth that it is but one of many tools at his disposal. Be not deceived by his appearance. Like all of Omega's creations, Alpha was chosen for his prowess in battle. Analysis complete. Results match revised projections. At this rate of improvement, you will fail to qualify as subjects of note. Midgard-Zomer, your parameters are notably inferior. Dost thou yet believe me the mighty worm I was in life. That incarnation perished long ago. My fate was sealed the moment I delivered my spawn unto this far-flung star. That they might be suffered to remain, I did offer up my life unto Heidelin, abiding thenceforth in spectral form, a servant to be summoned in her hour of need. Your account correlates with my records. It explains why I arrived on this planet only to find that my journey's purpose was lost. Of necessity, my priority shifted to repairs, even as I searched for a new target of sufficient strength. So, Omega came to the star hunting Midgard Zorma. Interesting. Yet I still do not understand why you aid these creatures. I should think the reason plain, but mayhap 'tis not so for a soulless machine such as thee. By thee and thine was my home laid waste. The sound of thee, thy very scent, visiteth upon me a tempest of rage. But I but lend these mortals what little aid I can render. Illogical. If your purpose is to facilitate my destruction, it would require an entity more powerful than you were at your prime. Without the means to muster such might, your presence here is meaningless. The experiment continues. Alpha Group, your next opponent awaits you within the Sigmascape. Enter and commence the contest. Okay, so we somehow made it over from there to here and exit. Once again, the kettle is empty. What? The kettle's empty? I can't click it? Just, oh, that's rude. And as before, I'm not reading the secondary prompt here just to save my voice. That should do it. Our new base of operations is up and running. Now, what I'd really like to do is delve a little deeper into Omega's past. But as our dragon seems disinclined to indulge my curiosity, we had best focus on the task at hand. Let us go on with conquering the occupants of this Sigmascape, shall we? No slowing down. Sid is ready to discuss your foray into the Sigmascape. Before you cross the threshold, we should take a moment to discuss where we stand. That is the test world you need to conquer, the Sigmascape. Is that a mask or a face? The castle was certainly a surprise, but this is verging on disturbing. And we currently have no idea what it might signify. My first instinct is to dive straight into our analysis. The problem being that without a reference point from within the Sigmascape to start from, we'll have no way of knowing if we're even analyzing the correct data. Which means you'll just have to go in blind. Hardly the best way to enter into a fight, but needs must and all that. Are you up for the challenge? Yep. Can I ask you join him, Alpha? We seem to be fine out here, but Myrokos will need your authorization if he's to do battle in the test world. Keep your wits about you, Savior. Your next opponent could be almost anything. What? Alpha appears eager to proceed. You may enter Signascape version 1.0 when you are ready. What could this be? Yeah, this part is taking a little bit to wait for the queue to finish. So if you need to get up and stretch your legs, do so. This could still be a little while. Well, this is certainly taking a lot longer than I thought. Must be a quiet time on this. Let me just check. Yeah, it seems to be required. And still no change. I'll just stay in this for now, and if I decide to call it end to this first part of the stream, and then just continue it, try again at a later time, make that determination, and then fix it up. Oh, finally. So let's go in. Hope somebody doesn't miss their recommencement. Okay. Myrokos, we located the correct data. You're putting this a train. Here it comes. So we're supposed to be. So, more ghost killing. I just killed one ghost and now I'm back to killing another. How many ghosts am I supposed to kill? Or banish, or whatever. Okay, done. Did I get? I got all of the Sigma escape stuff because somebody gave it to me. Open the chest. Oh dear. Oh, but I got a commendation. How nice. I suppose that makes up for it. What was that? Thank you for Dawn. Quack, 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 quack. Okay. Aha, the glorious absurdity of it all. Yeah, even you must have managed to smile. One wonders what Anita has in store for you next. A delinquent rowing boat, perhaps? Or an angry cable car? Thank the gods, you're fast on your feet. When I first saw what you'd be facing, a train of all things, I assumed I was losing. But with that oddness behind us, we can be fully certain we have the right set of data for the Sigma scheme. From what we've been able to determine, this is a recreation of a devastated world. Unfortunately, we have not found any clues as to its origin. We came across several Doma included, but the arc of history is inconsistent with our own. Even that Omega draws from realms which could be fictional or even other dimensional. We can only guess at the source upon which the Sigmascape is based. But if it was fictional, it seems safe to assume that the author had a bad experience with a train. Huh. Oh, we're gonna get something as a big surprise. As a result of this, an unfinished masterpiece. Sid wishes to discuss your next opponent. I expect you're still recovering from your last fight, but we should probably go over the details of your next opponent all the same. According to our research, you'll be pitted against a foe known only as Chatternook. Not a train this time, but some manner of animated painting. To be perfectly clear, the name refers to more to the evil spirit that's taken up residence within the picture, but the picture part will be key to our strategy. To the end, Nero has thrown together. To that end, Nero has thrown together a little something I thought might be useful. Thrown together, you say? Do you know how difficult it was to translate your abstract fancy into an actual tool with practical applications? What you demanded was nothing less than a miracle, and a miracle I have delivered. I seem to recall you insisting on constructing it yourself. Still, credit where credit is due. Well done. History will appreciate my genius. Ahem. To you, I present the fruits of my labor, the chocobo brush. I won't confuse you by trying to explain how it works, but suffice it to say that I have adapted the tool to combat the peculiar nature of your rival. Put simply, you will be able to directly influence the space around you by painting pictures. Naturally, this process will require paint. As for the color, subject, and efficacy of your masterpieces, well, that shall depend entirely upon your own artistic sense. Now back to you, Garland. Do you notice the absence of a steaming cup in my hand? If you truly valued the efforts of your colleagues, you might consider filling the bloody kettle from time to time. Or is that another task his lordship, the chief, can't accomplish without the help of his subordinates? Now listen here, Nero, I apologize for the damn kettle, but this has nothing to do with my upbringing. Oh, so it's Sid's fault why we don't have anything in the kettle. And so this is like water. So Alpha put a card with water on it in front. Okay. Next to the kettle is one of Alpha's cards, its face illustrated with a depiction of spring water. Right? Right? Alpha appears keen to begin the next encounter. You may enter Sigmascape V 2.0, version 2.0 whenever you are ready. Okay. So as before, this may take a little while, so feel free to get up and stretch your legs if need be. Okay, here we go. So we've got another fight with a 3D action. It looks like I'm not the only black major. And again, I think there were 3 of us and stuff in the last one. Let me know what you in the comments or whatnot what you think the cats always pick on me. So another one down. And no commendations this time. Oh well. Oh, has it been refilled? Well, at least it's now beeping. So I guess Alpha's card did the trick. Well, I'm glad Nero's having a lot of fun. In any event, let's move along. Welcome back, Myrokos. I was on the edge of my stool watching you attempt to paint whilst fighting, but you soon seemed to get the hang of it. I'm glad our makeshift solution worked as intended. Our makeshift solution worked as intended because I made it work. Painting is easy as is intending. I feel I should remind you, however, that the brush was very specifically designed with that arena and that foe in mind. Against aught else, it will avail you precisely as well as any other brush. One moment. This is Garland. Oh, you can take Link Pearl calls through an interdimensional rift. How interesting. That's great news, and what? Oh, they did they? Understood. We'll meet them out there. Let me guess, they sprung themselves from their hospital beds. That was Jesse. Apparently Biggs and Wedge considered themselves well enough to pay us a visit. They were on their way to the yawn. Fancy a brief jaunt to the surface? No thank you, I have data to analyze. Fine, just the three of us then. Well, four, including Midgard's being invisible. Look at the two of you, up and about already. You gave us quite a scare. Myrokos, did you come out just to see us? Yep. Chief, Myrokos, and Alpha too. We didn't mean to drag you all the way from your work. Nonsense. After all you've been through, how could we not come running? Speaking of which, should you even be walking? The chirurgeon will probably want to have words with us later, but we couldn't just lie back and let you brave the rift on your own. Do you even have enough hands for that much work? Who's taking care of all the little jobs? Ah yes, the little jobs. It does seem that you two have spoiled me. I only recently learned that the kettle does not, in fact, fill itself, but we were, muddling along somehow. Myrokos has been a pillar of strength, as always. Alpha has proven to be a stalwart companion, and Nero has been invaluable and insufferable in equal measure. As for the test subjects themselves, they are certainly formidable, but Omega's experiment hasn't broken us yet, so go home, heal, and don't come back until you've fully recovered. It's good to hear that everything's going well, but you call us the moment anything goes wrong and we'll be out here in a wink, even if we have to crawl. Listen to me, Alpha. That uniform you're wearing makes you an official employee of Garland Ironworks. That means you can call on us whenever you're in trouble, and that we can call on you. It means you're not alone. Biggs and I have to go away for a while, so I want you to look out for Myrokos and the Chief for us, alright? Oh, Alpha's so cute. Yep. Totally cute. Oh, before I forget, we brought you something to put a spring in your step. You can't fight Omega's creations on field rations alone. Ah, okay. Go with intelligence again because I'm Black Mage. Now, what have we... This next one seems strong, but exhibits no other notable traits. How dull. The true challenge is this fourth opponent, but if I can find the patterns hidden in the chaos, then knowledge and reason will prevail. For even the most random actions are products of underlying logic, one has but to isolate the behavioral triggers. Blech. Tastes like salt water. Why would... I need to take a closer look at that card. Alpha Group shows signs of recovering from recent trauma, initiating action to maintain desirable stress levels. What just happened? Where did Sid go? We appreciate you coming up to meet us. After imagining everything that could go wrong in there, it was a relief to find you quietly getting on with the job. We'll have to hurry up and get well. Won't let you pass. Wedge is standing by to see you off. Alpha and the Chief have already gone back in, so don't let us keep you. Our colleague over there should be glad to help you make the descent as soon as you are ready. This dreadful experiment may have a way to go yet, but if you keep taking it on one battle at a time, you'll be fighting Omega before you... I mean... It will all be over before you know it. Say the word and our colleague over there will help you make the descent into the yawn. Can I lower you into the rift, sir? I may not be much use in battle, but I can at least do you this small service. Thank you for joining me up there, Myrokos. I know it meant a lot to Biggs and Wedge. Oh dear, Nero, are you okay? Ah, back at you. We should return to the task at hand. Everything alright, Nero? You look a bit green around the gills. The kettle was full of salt water. Not the best stuff to brew coffee with, it turns out. Really? Well, it wasn't my doing. Of course not. That would involve you filling it. The water came from Alpha, created by one of those cards of his. It was very thoughtful of him to make the effort, but next time, I'd prefer a beverage that didn't leave me feeling. In any case, you can handle support for this third battle on your own. I want to begin preparations for the fourth. Fair enough. Great, Myrokos. Your next foe will, is known simply as the Guardian. Unlike that ordeal with Shadownook, this battle promises to be relatively straightforward. Courage and steel should be enough to win you the day. Quick. Alpha seems concerned about Nero, but otherwise eager to proceed. You may enter Sigmascape 3.0 when you... Okay. Queued up for 3.0. And as usual, you need to get up and stretch your legs. Feel free to do so, as DPS, these queues can take a while. Alright, here we go. Where did it get all those? done, are you? It's almost time. Congratulations, old friend. Judging by the lack of smoking holes, I'd say you have a natural talent for avoiding laser beams. And this was what passes for a straightforward battle in phantom trains, possessed pictures, and now this Magitech-like machine. Assuming it was real, the realm the Sigmascape is based on must have been highly advanced in both the arcane and mechanical arts. 'Tis truly a pity we cannot identify the test world's origin. Imagine how much we might have learned from such a civilization had encountered it under different circumstances. But now is not the time for such idle thoughts. The next battle will be the last for this world, and Nero should have a strategy to share with us by now. Test World of Ruin. Nero seems unusually anxious to move things along. This is it, the final battle to conquer the Sigmascape. Is it just me or is he looking even more purple? We've put together a profile of your next opponent. You've encountered some fantastical foes in here, but this time you'll have the novel experience of fighting an actual person. His name is Kefka, and he's a jester. According to the data, his preferred mode of fooling didn't just bring the house down, but the whole world. Charming. Apparently he found comedy in the tragedies of others and condemned countless thousands to death for his own amusement. Oh, that's an exceedingly charming individual. That a jester should bring such misery. 'Tis almost amusing. Nevertheless, we must treat this villain with all seriousness. His rise to godhood and subsequent rule over a shattered world is clearly documented in the records. Kefka is a formidable mage and a cunning one besides. Your tactics must account for both his power and his trickery. You've been working on a solution, yes? Will it be enough? Will it be enough? Have you ever known me to do things by halves? The Jester's face paint is a mask for his intent. If you only watch the surface, you'll be fighting at a disadvantage. To put it bluntly, Kefka will seek to deceive you, even as you predict his actions and adjust your position. His true attack will reveal the feint for what it was. This is where things become interesting. I have tuned this monitor to allow me to observe the Sigmascape with greatly enhanced clarity. If I observe a discrepancy between Kefka's behavior and the impending attack, I will endeavor to warn you. The timing will be critical, of course. How confident are you of this strategy? I predict a 50% chance of success. Any delay, however slight, in reacting to his feints will render my warnings all but pointless. Isn't it exciting? There's no safe way to practice this, hero. We must test our tactics on the field of battle. I'm afraid he's right. I'll lend you all the support I can from this side. Make what preparations you need to head into the Sigmascape. We can't let this jester have the last laugh. Embrace your destruction. It is the fate of all things. But people can always rebuild, and new lives will always be born. a fragmented conversation that accompanied Kafka's data. His was the first line, but there was no mention of who uttered the reply. Admire this villain. In life, there is always hope. Perhaps I admire the idea of upsetting the status quo. Go on, champion. I tire of waiting for the fun to begin. Quick. Alpha is clearly poised to spring into action. You may enter Sigma Escape version 4.0 when you are ready. Okay. And as before, if you need to step away, that's okay. Wow, average wait time 10 minutes. This is going to be a while, I foresee. here we go. Ooh. Oh wow, that was close. Oh boy. I got 4 boys. There's a minion? Hold up F. Need to see if I get that. Got it. Oh well, I can always run this again at another point and try to get the minion. That's it, isn't it? You won. This contest has been decided. Alpha Group is victorious. The Sigmascape test world will now be erased. Come on, we should go and find Myrokos. Okay? Oh dear. Nero! Talk to me, man. Are you hurt? You could say that. I had a visitor while you were attending your little Ironworks reunion. Omega. Damn it. Why we should never have left you alone. Not after what happened to Biggs and Wedge. As if I would tail along behind you like some sniveling lapdog. No, I chose to remain and behold the results. This was my victory. It was my ingenuity that defeated these foes. Even your precious warrior of light was just another variable in my grand experiments. Alright, Nero, save your strength. I'll fetch Myrokos and Alpha, and then we can get out of here. Garland. The next round is yours. But you can't keep holding back. It's time to unfetter that brilliant mind of yours, to do what must be done. And I'm not just talking about what becomes of Omega. You cannot preach freedom through technology and keep yourself locked up in chains. Is this his guilt thing coming on or something? Otherwise, why would he be holding himself back? another battle won. Thy might knoweth no bounds, child of man. The Sigmascape has been terminated. Congratulations, Alpha Group. Congratulations, Myrokos TI. Oh, it's congratulating me by name. That's new. Consistent with previous performances, you have once more defeated a foe of vastly superior combat capabilities. I have constructed a theory to explain this phenomenon. In order to conserve life energy, you subconsciously limit your output during standard activity. I have taken this factor into account when calculating your potential, but judging by the wild fluctuation in values, is it possible your limits are exceeded by an unpredictably high degree when engaged in battle? Current data unreliable. Accuracy of further experiments may be compromised. Recalculations necessary. You will exhibit your full potential, unrestricted by self-imposed limits. Prediction. Placing subject in mortal peril will facilitate the collection of desired data. What is this? What's going on here? Reveal your power. Let me measure the extent of your existence. In precisely 180 seconds, I will terminate your life. You are to attempt to escape with every last reserve of strength you possess. Alpha, your participation is unnecessary. Do not interfere. Curious. 'Twould seem the circumstances of thy birth taint not the purity of thy life. The seed which all mortals nurture is found within thee too, Alpha. As for thee, Omega, after the passing of eons, is this truly the extent of thine evolution? I have glimpsed the core of thy wretched existence, and judge that my guidance here is no longer needed. That's useful. Ooh. Even I cannot fully bend the rules which govern this place. I have reached beyond my strength at the last. But so be it. Such a death becometh thee not. whose slumber shall I betake me for a time. The incarnation I leave with thee will be mine form, but not spirit. Midgard-Zorman, again your actions are incomprehensible. Heed me, empty vessel. Thine all too clumsy effort to draw out that which by thine own admission defieth thine understanding is in the very height of folly. Temper thy desire, trust to the results of thine experiments, and when thou hast witnessed these mortals in the fullness of their glory, then mayest thou determine if the prize thou seekest is thine for the taking. Acknowledged. Attempt to artificially elicit potential has failed. Tend to your injuries, Alpha Group, and prepare for the next round of testing. Alright, so we lost Midgard-Zorman. That's not good. Myrokos, Alpha, I need your help. It's Nero. He's... It would seem we all have a tale to share. But not here. Come on, we're leaving. Sir, the chief has already departed for Algo's Reach. A few of our people were on hand to help him transport Nero. Oh, and I was told to tell you that Jessie expects a full report as soon as it's convenient. And by that, she generally means now. Lovely. If you haven't spoken with Jessie yet, it's probably best not to keep her waiting. Not to worry, I'll keep curious travelers from tumbling into the... Well, that's good to hear. What? Myrokos, I was told you'd made it out of the hole, but nothing beats seeing you with my own two eyes. In case you're wondering, Nero was taken straight to the infirmary. The chief should be back soon with news if you don't mind waiting. Chief, how is he? Not good. It seems one of Omega's nastier minions paid him a visit in our absence. He's putting on a brave face, but having seen his injuries, I'm surprised he kept going for as long as he did. The Kharadrians confined him to bed. Even should Omega extend its next invitation, Nero won't be coming with us. Midgard Zomer is taking a lengthy nap now, isn't he? And it won't be long before our base camp is lost to the rift again. When the time comes, I'll join the expedition myself. The challenges will only get harder, and you'll need someone reliable at your back. I appreciate the offer, Jesse, and I may yet take you up on it when the time comes. But let's not make any decisions just yet. I have a lot of things to do about what's happened and about what lies ahead. Poor thing, he seems worried. Thank you for trying to save me. Don't worry, we'll get him again. You'll be. Thank him. Yeah. Well, that perked him up. Well, that got a smile out of him. We may not understand what he says, but I think we can understand how he feels. Right. Much as I'd like to stay in chat, we all have a lot of work to do. Sooner or later, we're going to have to face Omega itself, and we've all seen what it's capable of. We need to be stronger, we need to be ready when Omega calls on us again. Let's make sure that we are. Okay, so that's the end of Sigmascape, so I'll call an end to part 2 of the quest series. With part 3, we'll wrap up the Omega quest series. If you liked what you saw at any point, like, share, subscribe, give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bells, and I shall see you anon, friends.